don't think it's a coincidence that they bought the house right next to us. Maybe it is. I don't think it is. I think whatever are the next steps within the government of this city. While I think at one point the motive was to move here, make life a living hell, especially based on the recent events that I found out about a camera, which, Dad, I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine a lot of the concern is going to leave the personal side from us, and I think that we are about to see a very large public outbreak in some form of retaliation for the events that happened.
It's gonna get messy.
100%. Yeah, Flop, the reason I wanted you up here was in case you didn't know about the whole TJ situation. Because, I mean, you're not stupid, but with Ziggy and everything, that's,
Have y'all
figured
seen
you
the
shouldn't.
video?
No.
I haven't.
I have.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant.
Nope. They run in and literally gunned down everybody.
In case you want it, I'll send it to you, Bug.
Poor TJ didn't even have a chance.
Did TJ have any affiliations? You mentioned Ziggy.
Oh,
Yeah, son. He was,
yeah.
Same affiliation?
Yeah.
That explains the text. I'll be I'm probably gonna hold off on watching the video for the second.
Yeah, of course.
obviously, along with that, he was, ex-BBMC.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was an ex-police officer. He was a big advocate and a big member of the Sanguine War on
Yeah.
their side. Jaeger's not happy. He was publicly not happy on Twitter yesterday. So God knows what's going to happen there.
I almost feel sorry for the person who killed him. But not really.
That's yeah. I mean, people that did it obviously knew they were going into a suicide mission. Kind of sad to think about, to be honest. Specifically, the idea that I don't know if TJ's changed in the last 5 years. I don't know if he's a different person than he once was. We had our ups and we had our very, very, very downs. I mean, shit, the man tried to poison me. But as crazy as it may sound, I did make a very strong amends with him. And very shortly after lost communication. And then last I heard was he was involved in the Sanguine War. And I'll be honest, I haven't seen the man since. I didn't even know he was still around. And it kind of breaks my heart a little bit to watch someone go from where they were to where they went. And the fact that this is the way that he went out is not an easy feeling for me.
He and I had a conversation in the first weeks after we all came back. I had done a mountain lion rescue with him. And on the trip back to the city, because my ambulance would only go 60 miles an hour, he was pretty much catching me up on life. Everything that had happened in the 5 years since, and how he had just kind of resigned himself to a quiet life in the north up in Polito, as a lumberjack, and he wanted
I can't get a
to
camera angle. Like,
put a lot of that behind him. Now, whether or not he was telling me the truth is one thing, but one thing that I have always known about TJ is that he's not really a liar. He's always been very straightforward and direct.
that I can attest to. If he had something on his mind, he said it.
And then, of course, him taking the role of
Or tweet it.
treasurer, you know, he wanted to do right by this, or do right for the city. So I don't know. Nobody deserves to be gunned down like a dog, though. He had his back to the door, so he literally had no idea what was happening.
He was sitting next to Solomon, right? I just watched the video.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't seen the video. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a couple before I do. I know this may. I don't think that this is insensitive, but I am in every way, shape, and form happy that you are no longer on that council.
Yeah. I told Siki if I don't expect them to ask me to come back. But if they do, I'm not going to take the position. I have thought about it long and hard, and it's just simply not. It's not worth it.
The ship has sailed.
Yep.
Not that I like asking you instead of asking directly, but Ziggy and I aren't exactly on consistent lines of availability. How is he handling?
I'll put it this way. It's been difficult, but I think I've come to terms with the fact that that group of people is his second family now. So he just lost a member of his family. That's how he's taking it.
Yeah.
I get that. And I see that. But God, do I hate the
Yeah.
road that goes down.
I know, honey.
Me too.
Yep.
Talk to him. I think he needs it.
I will. Um I don't know how to say this. So bear with me. But I'm concerned about how that conversation is going to end. And I don't know if there's anything that I will be able to say or do to avoid what is the dooming and glooming outcome.
Well, the two of you can cross that bridge when you get to it. Just hear him out.
That's my fear. Is that I'm afraid it's already at that point.
But then that's when the two of you sit down and you discuss and you give your points of views and you come together with a compromise that works for both of you. That's how it works. He's upset and he's feeling a type of way, but you need to let him know how you feel about things as well. So, but he may surprise you. So, just wait and have that conversation with him, okay?
Yeah. June 18th.
What's that?
21 days.
Is it?
You're an idiot.
I'm not though. Oh God, Dad, I wish I was an idiot. I really do on that. But if there ever comes a day where I have to sit on a stand and testify against my husband, it's gonna be a rough day. And I hope to God I never have to come to that point.
Well, okay. We don't, yeah. I mean, being prepared is one thing, but I mean, let's not put the cart before the horse. you have to think right now, emotions are very high and they're very raw.
Midrock, thank you so much. I
And
appreciate
people are
you.
going to say
Welcome,
and
everyone. Hello.
do
Thank you. Thank you.
things. Or they may say them and just not do them. I'm guilty of that a lot of the time. Sometimes people just have to say things out loud to get them out of their head. But yeah, all of this is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. And we just need to make sure that we are prepared and cautious.
I agree.
So, how do you know that Jason McGrath guy?
Me, I thought it was a different Jason.
That's what I figured. That's
Yeah.
what he has from the very first time that I've met him. He acts very familiar with us, and I don't recall ever really meeting him until that day when he pulled up in our front yard in his car and was
Oh yeah, that
asking
guy.
us him. Yeah, he was like grilling us, and I'm like, who the fuck are you to be
Yeah.
asking us all these questions? Like, hello. That's like he just he
I think I met him
that's a little
once
weird.
on the bench with Matt over on the maybe probably you might have been there. I can't remember. Over on the the little
The bench,
thing over there,
the
Oh,
the
little
bench
overlook
on the
over in
spot.
cliff.
Polito.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and Jenny and Sherry and all the Simone house were there, and I think he lives with them.
Maybe that's
So
why he
yeah.
knows through them.
I'm gonna
Maybe.
go watch that video real
Mhm.
quick. Give me a second.
All right, sweetheart.
Skip through it because it's the whole thing.
80, what the fuck are you saying?
I mean, I think if we're here today to speak, like invite them in now so that they're not waiting since we're already talking about it, or how does that usually work when we have people come speak on?
Yeah,
Sure,
we should hear from them and then we can discuss once they're out. You know.
Yeah.
Come forth, clowns. Meeting fucking
Thanks for
adjourned,
fucking my
bitch!
mother, man.
Oh,
Fuck my
shit.
mother, man.
Oh my god!
Oh shit!
Oh, don't be. Out. Please don't do me. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Kill everybody. There's invisible shield.
This shit.
Please don't hurt me.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Hey, all
I'm
y'all
kind of
getting
my
down?
Siobhan.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Please, please. Control meeting room. Everybody's hurt. Holy fuck.
need to ask you a favor. And if you ever bring this up to me again or tell anyone I called you, I'm going to deny it. I need to know if CG is getting charged, and I need to know how long they're going to be in there for. You can hang up the phone, tell me to fuck off, or you can give me the answer and let what's going to happen happen.
Give it 24 hours.
I'll call you back then.
Oof. Me saying what I did to
Pan.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a armed standoff at. No.
right.
They're all down.
We got
Sheriff.
3 or 4 people.
Sheriff.
They're all down.
Sheriff.
Cornwood is
Okay.
non-responsive.
Sheriff.
Sodium
Get-
is non-responsive.
What is it?
TJ Walker
Right,
is
what
What is the
non-responsive.
mayor?
I need you to put everyone in here in
Okay.
handcuffs that wasn't shot.
Benny, you need to move.
Okay,
Let me look
everybody in here. In
Yep.
this building, yeah?
Yep, in this room.
after TJ.
Ursula, I need you to face away
Double
from
check
me.
the wound.
Wow. Apologies.
You're okay.
All right. Not the nicest of things to watch, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Matt.
Yeah, no shit. He thought he got info dumped the last time he was on duty.
I know.
I have a feeling he's gonna wake up, he's gonna hear the news, and he's just gonna turn around, pack up his bags, and run back to England.
He may find himself at a Top Golf very soon. He came back from Top Golf, and he's probably going to go right back to it. I don't blame him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the only silver lining out of all of this is, at least we've got a sheriff now. I guess that's even a silver lining.
Yeah, that'll fix everything. Thank God.
Of course. I
Who
mean,
did you guys vote for?
I had voted for Cornwood, and I had my reasons for it. I'll be honest, if McQuillan actually pushed for an actual campaign, he would have had my vote.
I wanted to vote for Viv.
Me too.
Like, I really wanted to if she actually would have stood a chance against the two of them.
Yeah. That's I didn't even know she was running until the day I voted. Like I hadn't even heard. I didn't even know Tig was running either.
Like I said,
It's like,
I just wish I knew. I think McQuillan would have had a decent chance at it, but he told me after I had voted.
I
My
mean,
thoughts on McQuillan is that he is too new to this PD to know how to maneuver it properly. Yeah.
I can
And
agree with
I
that.
think he would have been inexperienced in to be inexperienced in a high command position, and then inexperienced in this police department would have been, I think, not necessarily a recipe for disaster, but wouldn't it necessarily been a recipe for success. And
Oh, I
so
was
that's
gonna
why I
have an
didn't vote.
outburst, but also, no, I can agree with that. Tig is very competent, but I don't think that
Oh yeah, he's great.
straight to that would be. I mean, I think that having a sheriff and opening a second department is still the worst idea right now. But
100%.
nobody fucking listens to common sense. They just do what they want. So
For the record, because people
I mean,
are
you
gonna
know the
ask,
reasons, right?
Flop
Morale's
bought
down,
himself
open
24
new
hours.
department, more promotions.
He didn't give Edward anything,
because that
but he also
somehow
knows
is
that it's going on the
supposed to
dock
fix
in the next
everything.
24 hours.
That's
So
what Barrick's solution has been.
Flop is
People are sad,
Flop does not
promote
want to
him.
give up any information. He's not going to.
I mean, on the plus side, when I was speaking to Cassidy, who's Bones's like two wire sheet, he said that they're not planning on like hiring, like they're not planning on like scraping from LSPD. They're just gonna have their own P&G, so they're just gonna like start small and just like, I think it's the same way that SDSO did it
Yeah.
5 years back, where they're just gonna hire from the bottom, like they're just gonna start small and just hire, not just like steal people. They're just gonna
Can
hire
anyone see the
from
docket? Yeah.
basically just start with the two of them and just
You go away
hire
and
up.
not shutting Ed down either. Well, Flop knows
That
that
was my
Ed is
opinion about
Flop
it.
knows that Ed is
Yeah.
emotionally attached to things going
Yeah,
on.
Bones
Flop doesn't know his
actually,
involvement and Flop doesn't know
we
why
drove
he's so
around
emotionally
and
attached,
he
but he
asked
doesn't
for
need
my
to know. He
honest
just needs to know
opinion
that
on
the
what
only
I wanted
solution
from a police department,
is to
and he actually
let it
heard
wait
me
long
out.
enough that he's recognized for,
Now, whether or not he agrees is something completely different.
you know.
But we'll see. But I also know that Cassidy is a very good and fair officer. as
Anybody on
well,
the server
so.
can see the docket. If you don't have an account, you
Bones
are not
doesn't
whitelisted. I don't think you
always
can,
do
but
things that I like. But for the most part, he seems to be generally reasonable.
Yeah.
But I did vote for Cornwood simply for a political reason, and it was to get him off the council to give Max less power. Whether or not that was the good way to, think about things is, but
What were the numbers in the end?
Like
Bones
408 to
whooped
211 or
Cornwood's
something like that.
ass.
Really?
Yeah, the more people
That's-
voted for the sheriff than they did the mayor.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Bones won by a landslide.
That's impressive.
That's because he was out there campaigning constantly in every time zone. I don't think he slept much at all.
Yeah, Bones was busy, and I think also Cornwood may have paired up with some people that people aren't a fan of the most.
Who did he pair up with?
I think he paired up with Alexander River.
Mm.
And I think that was a big hit for him. I don't think you
People don't like River.
Alexander River? God, no.
Oh. What's wrong with River?
He's condescending. He is conceited, and he is ignorant.
I'll say this much.
He
Oh,
got
sorry,
fired he got fired because he literally promised to provide G6 with guns using his PD issued weapon as a example of the gun.
No,
that
no, no.
he-
It was worse than that. It was worse than that. When we got hired to PD, we all got weapons licenses, so we could use our guns, obviously. He went and bought civilian firearms and then went to Group 6 and showed off the civilian firearm and said, I'm going to be getting you guys guns.
Oh, okay, that's not what was
What?
relayed to me. Yeah,
Yeah. And then
because
when
I
we
got
brought it
I
up,
got the report for that, and I had
No.
to call Captain Ruth to let her know.
No, and then when we brought it up, where we were like, "Hey, you guys have a weapons license, but don't buy weapons because it's for PD equipment only." He never said anything. He said he was going off duty, or he had the weapon, but he never mentioned it to us. And he turned it in the next day, with the excuse that he was burnt and went to bed. Except myself and a couple others had been awake up until the storm and saw him twatting out that he was going for board chief of or the fucking
Civilian
oversight board.
oversight. Yeah.
So he said he lied there, saying, "Oh, I was tired. I went to bed," when he had stayed awake until the storm, which was like 3 hours after we had informed them all. And
My God.
Yes. Alexander River is not intelligent in the slightest, and he feels that he is far more important than he actually is. So
Interesting.
he's a
Okay.
know-it-all. I mean, yeah. Sorry.
All right. Well,
But
anyway,
yeah, he also, I mean, Cornwood is also with Max and Siobhan constantly, and they are
Yeah.
falling out of favor with quite a few people now.
Yeah.
So
And also, I think Cornwood probably also took a hit in just terms of some of his police work and people not happy with it.
I'll be honest, as a dispatcher, whenever I'm on duty and I see Cornwood, I don't know whether this is because it's always at the end of his shift, but I never see him do any police work. He's always just like driving around with on fire, doing nothing, and not responding to the radio.
Yep.
So yeah, but
I mean, the other
that's
night they were on duty for like 3 hours during shift 3, just at the lumber company place, just there the entire time, being paid to campaign.
interesting.
I know.
Well,
I know with the sheriff election, he spent a lot of his time doing a lot more push for campaign. I will say, with respect to Cornwood, I will defend him on this. When he responds to calls, he's on his shit. He's good. I know there was a good spur there where he was kind of being relied on to help assist with car stuff, and he would spend a lot of his time at Mosley's. But I would say since the election, he seems to be coming around a lot more.
fair enough.
yeah.
But anyway, I think as a whole, with everything with this whole TJ situation,
The
the
leaderboard doesn't mean anything.
Let's just keep an eye out for everybody. Ziggy but everybody included, and let's just stay sharp because we don't know how this is going to end up. So and let's just check in with everybody, and
Yes.
yeah, I think it's a good idea.
And be very careful when you're on duty, please.
Or off duty, because
Yeah.
I got robbed of my keys yesterday. So
Wait, what?
yeah, Reed's targeting me. He's trying to bully me into buying a weapons license.
Let me interest you in something called Castle Doctrine, and so help me God, if it's not gonna get implemented, I will make it a fucking point.
He's trying to. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to bully me to buy a weapons license. He's trying to bully me so that I will buy a weapons license so that he can then rob the guns from me.
Are you filing reports every time that this happens?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good. I will speak to somebody about pushing the Ego Act on them if they continue, because that's not going to continue. I will happily make sure that they all go. Listen, Mac told me that he would kill me if I voted on the whole debtor's prison thing. I was held at knife point in the cafeteria hospital and told that he would kill me if I voted for it. So fuck McGregor, fuck Reed. If they want to continue to fuck with this family, then we will fuck them.
I'm married.
Stop.
They invaded my house yesterday. They forced me to open the door, and then they ran inside, and I locked them in. And I called the police, and they flooded the whole place. And there was 3 of them in there, and I locked them inside. And Reed was trying to shoot me through the window. And then I called the police. The police turned up, and then they called a 4th guy, and then a 4th guy turned up and forced me to open the door. And then they all ran out like cockroaches. But they turned the sink on, and then the sink overflowed, and then the whole place was flooded. It was awful.
Yeah, it's kind of like walking a wild animal into a small area. They just gonna
Yeah.
tear everything up.
It's pretty accurate, yeah. And also, they robbed the dash cam from me the other day. This was this same day that they first approached me to try and be their weapons trafficker. Oh, this is the second person that's tried to make me be a weapons trafficker this week. I had Kyle Pratt phone me yesterday, asking me to
What?
sell guns. Yeah, he wants me to be a weapons trafficker and a drugs trafficker. He wants to strap drugs to me and put me on an airplane and send me to another country. He wouldn't tell me what
Does
country.
he still have his weapons license?
I don't know, but he was. I was like, "What country?" Because I was trying to see if I could get some free, like a free holiday. You know, I was thinking maybe, hey, I'll get something out of this, but he wouldn't tell me.
Richard,
Anyway.
please. Never trust
Yeah, but I wasn't
Pratt.
actually gonna do the drug thing. I was just seeing if I could scam him out of some free plane tickets.
I had to step up real quick.
Anything that comes
anyway.
out of that man's mouth
Is
bullshit.
what against the rules? What's up?
Oh yeah, the dash cam. They stole a dash cam from me, and then they put it in their car, and then but they keep putting it in this car that they use for crime. And then I keep looking at them, and then they escape from the police. And then I call it in on the radio, and we find them. And then I think they keep forgetting that it's in there, and they have to keep ripping it out. But I think it keeps like magnetically reattaching. I don't know.
Wow, that sounds like karma to me.
It's fucking hilarious.
I don't actually
They're
know.
fucking
Def.
stupid, man.
They are fucking stupid.
That's actually comical.
I was watching their dash cam, and they realized that I must have been watching because the police kept finding them. And like I was watching the dash cam, and I couldn't hear them, but they just started flipping off the camera, like both of them in the front seat. It was pretty good.
I know Finley stole a cop car, and we used the dash cam. He's like, "Is there a dash cam in this car?" I said, "No." I said, "We had eyes on you the whole time." He was like, "What bullshit?" I said, "I saw you go up Palomino Freeway. I watched you pull off and start repairing." So I convinced his ass that he wasn't in a car with a dash cam.
It doesn't take a lot to convince Finley of anything. All right, I'm gonna go to work.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Well, it was good seeing you all. Please stay
It's good
safe.
seeing you.
You guys have a good night, Richard.
You too, everybody.
I'm probably gonna go back to the PD real
Love
quick
you.
so I can finish a report. But I don't plan on being on duty for very long. Hey, Dad.
Remember, Flop.
Yeah.
We have mobile MDT access.
We do. I'm gonna go down to the PD because I'm here. I feel like I use that if I'm like in bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're fine.
That's a me thing though.
I'm assuming.
All right.
Bye, Flop.
I will catch up soon. I'll be back.
Love
Night.
you both.
Love you too. Jesus, the rain. I was gonna say, do you wanna take your car, or do you wanna take a slow ride down with me? Cause I gotta go back down to the PD as well.
I don't mind that.
All right,
Which
I'll take a drive.
I'll pop mine up.
Can't park your car there now. Well, if I do, then Flop won't have a ride back home if you ever needed it.
When did you buy this thing?
It was Ziggy's. and we split the Camaro, and it was in my name, and he got upset because whenever he went to City Hall, local impound would take it, and he couldn't grab it. So I said, you could put the Camaro in your name, but I need your car so I have a form of transportation.
Fair enough.
I'll be honest, I don't know if I really have to go back down to the PD, but I wanted to, I guess, talk to you more one-on-one.
Okay. What about?
What's your level of support for the involvement with the ADMC?
Expand that question for me, because that's pretty broad.
You said that I'm gonna grab gas up here too. You said that you've come to terms with the fact that this is essentially a family for Ziggy. Where do you see that kind of falling in line? Still, thank you for the raid,
I think
dude.
that's just it.
I appreciate
think,
you, man. How you doing? Welcome everyone. Hello,
That's
hello.
just how Ziggy sees him, right? And I don't think there's any change in his mind on that. He's a part of them now, and that's not changing anytime soon. And so I think it's better to adapt for me, and well, I think for the family, it's better for me to adapt, and not necessarily make the most of it, but stop trying to move against it and just kind of work with it a little bit.
What the fuck? Sorry, I know how many units are on duty. I'm shocked to see 3 of them up here.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't mean to interrupt
So
you. I'm
it's
sorry.
more. No, it's okay. So it's more of I can't change it, so I might as well embrace it, right? And that doesn't mean like I want him to be a criminal, right? That doesn't mean I want him doing those kind of things. But it means that's who he is now, and he's part of my life, and he's a part of my family, and I care for him like I care for you, and he's your husband, and you know, that's who I gotta be.
I get that. There's a lot that I have a hard time coming to terms with when it comes to... Are my headlights on?
No.
I feel like they are, but they're just not illuminating. Weird. There's a lot of things that I have to come to terms with, because I'm in the same boat. I will always support him, and I think for me, I think a lot of it comes down to, while I support him, it's a hard one to... It's a hard thing to be fully accepting about. There's aspects that I accept, But there's aspects that scare me. And I think a lot of the scare comes with the risk. And I also know that Ziggy is a very emotionally attached person. Not just to the people he cares about, but just in general. He's had a rough past. And I know that there's flaws about him that I worry about. Not just concerns that he won't be able to control himself, but, you know, just like anybody that has their struggles, I worry about him. There's not a day that goes by where I worry that because of the people that he's around, that if he by chance were to fall into, you know, a bag of coke, that I wouldn't find out that he's back to being an addict, which scares me. There's definitely aspects that I don't like.
Me too. And I don't think it's ever something that any of us in the family are going to be like, this is something we love, you know? But it's one of those things we've got to manage. It's like a... It's a good analogy. I don't know. It's, I think it's whatever we make of it. I think Ziggy's path with the ADMC and everything is completely defined by, I think a lot of it's his decisions, but it's also how we help him and how we guide him with those decisions, because if he has our support with things, then he's much more likely to either go ahead with certain actions or maybe not go ahead with certain things. He's got to remember that he has a family at home when he's dealing with this kind of stuff. It's the reality is, the facts on the table are that, in my opinion, he's in there now. He's there. And there's no real getting out of it.
We're about to get hit by a tow truck. Jesus.
There's no real options. There's always going to be things we don't like. So yeah, we just gotta figure out the things we do like and come to terms with it and support him the best way we can, because he's family.
I'm gonna say something that might be unconventional, being in the occupational position that I'm in. Out of all of the, we'll say, groups that I have to deal with on a day-to-day, the ADMC continues to be the most tolerable. And if I'm able to say it, the most respectful when given the opportunity to speak with them. And I'd like to think that, or not even that I'd like to think, I'd hope that moving forward, that's the same energy that'll be given. And I hope that that doesn't change.
I mean, I can tell you I've had a few conversations, even text messages from a few of them, and they've all reached hands out saying if we ever need anything as a family, that they would help us out with anything.
Do you mind if I ask who's reached out?
I
You don't have to tell me if you don't want. I'm not trying to be nosy.
I mean, I spoke to Solomon. Me and Solomon had a conversation. About this must have been 2-3 weeks ago now. When he got voted in as deputy mayor. I think he just wanted to catch up, I guess. I think he was trying to I think he was putting feelers out. But it was a good conversation. He was basically saying, you know, it was kind of the height of everything going on with ETA, with Max and everything like that. So he was basically saying, you know, what the conversations have boiled down to is Ziggy's part of our family, he's part of yours. So we share that. So if you need anything, just give us a call. And then I left some flowers and a note for TJ at their place up on Little Bighorn yesterday, and I got a text from Jason. I can't remember his full name. JT is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me a text message.
Their place is the mechanic shop, right?
Yeah, mechanic shop. So behind Milton's Mods, and he basically said, while our lives are going to be different, we both have similar people that we care for, and while you may not be my family, I'm glad you're around for those closest to you. So, and then that whole thing with Kenneth, I met a few of them there. And I'll be honest, Ziggy, Ziggy called him up and was like, hey, I'll be honest, I have to be straight with you. Ziggy was like, hey, we're going to go meet Kenneth Jesperson. And I was like, what the fuck you want about? You donkey. and then he explained everything. And I was like, you want to go meet a serial killer, just me and you? And he was like, yeah. And it was me who suggested, I'm pretty sure it was me who suggested, let's not go alone, call some people up. And he made a call, and then I kid you not, during that whole conversation, about 6 cars worth of ADMC turned up. Like, as much as it's like, Ziggy had a home with PD, he's in good hands. I'm not worried about him. I
get what you mean. You're not worried about his protection per se. He's covered. Someone's watching his back.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. I may do the same thing. I may go pay my respects. I wasn't around, I guess, when everything happened with TJ, but I may go do that. But it's the little mechanic, the little abandoned mechanic shop, right? With the little, it's got the big gate on it.
Yeah, the slidey gate, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I may go bring flowers or something. Try and pay my respects. Try and be kind.
Listen, before I'm not gonna. This talk with Ziggy's gonna be
Hard.
I don't want to. It's gonna be difficult. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to. Obviously, I've had a conversation with Ziggy already, but I don't really know what good fatherly advice I could give you, because all I'm thinking is like, what if it was Matt in that position? What would I do?
I think the best thing for advice that you've given me is exactly what I needed to hear, and that was to just be there for him. Because I hate to say it, I don't think there's any amount of words, verbiage, sentencing I could use to, for lack of a better term, lean him off that cliff. But I do think that I could be there for him, and I think hopefully just my presence will be enough to help him.
Yeah, be his husband. I think that's what he needs.
I can do that. I think that's something I could very well do.
All right.
I'll get you over to the PD so you can go to work. Do you need food or water or anything? Actually, I don't have anything to eat, but I have something to drink if you're thirsty.
No. I'm all right. I had some breakfast tacos.
Gotcha. If you need anything, call me. I'll be around for a little bit. If I need you, I'll give you a call. But I should be okay.
All right. You take it easy, okay, mate?
Thank you. You as well. Have fun at work. Hopefully it all goes okay. It's been a pretty tame morning so far.
All right. Take
All right.
it easy.
Might as well see. On the slimmest of slim chances. God, if someone just sees Flop walking around here, it's fucking over. I was kind of hoping somebody was going to be around, though.